Well, hey there, guys. It is a Sunday. Next week will mark my first week at work in a week, so that'll be interesting. Always weird when you come back to work after being off for a while, whether it's vacation or in my case, a bereavement. It's always odd, but should be a lot to do, and it'll be a long week. The following week will be a short week because Monday I have off for Memorial Day. And Tuesday through Friday, I'll be traveling to Memphis, Tennessee, to corporate headquarters for an annual human resources meeting, which I need to go to. So that should be good, I guess. All right, back to our TV list or my TV list. These are box sets or series, or at least a season of a television show or more. Could be. May not be the full series. The series may not be over, which is part of it, or I may just not have all the seasons for some reason. Oh, this is a British show. I don't know where I got this or when. I thought it was interesting. It is two DVDs. It was like a mini series, I think, or something. Yeah, I'm not sure what it was. I guess it was a mini series. I'm going to include. I haven't been including mini series, but it's on my list, so I'll include this one. Ultraviolet. These are two vampire hunters. They're actually two police officers who get involved in hunting modern day vampires. I thought it was a pretty good series. Just 2 discs. There are some extras on this. This contains 6 one-hour episodes, so it is a mini-series, I suppose. I thought it was pretty good, though. It says, with the growing threat of viral epidemic and the possibility of worldwide environmental catastrophe, humanity has an unprecedented ability to destroy itself, and vampires need to take control of the threatened food source. Yeah, okay. So vampires want to keep their food source alive. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. Again, these aren't necessarily generally these are toward the bottom of my list, I guess. Although you're going to see I've got some themes going on in my list where it's you'll see shows that I think should have been rated higher, but screwed the pooch for some reason, so to speak. They failed for any number of reasons. This is one that had its due. This is a 3-season. I just got the 3rd season. Hard to get, which is I guess they just didn't make a lot, and I had to pay more than I would have wanted. But I get the first 2 for like $10 each, so I guess I'm okay with it. I remember this fondly. I never saw the end of it. It's called Forever Night. Yeah. Vampires. It's on CBS in 1992. A stylish and sexy television series. An immediate cult sensation, the series chronicled the journeys of Nicholas Knight, the ancient vampire from the 13th century living in present-day Toronto. Yeah. After centuries of sinful bloodshed, he has forsaken immortality and is determined to reclaim his humanity. He now spends his nights as a homicide detective. So, gives you an idea. It was a pretty nice set, I think. But anyway, I like the look of it. I haven't watched the whole thing yet. Still got to get the 3rd season to complete it. It's in the mail now, though. This one, I thought the first season was really good. I thought the second season was good. I've lost interest in it since then. It may be better than I think. But I thought the first season was really good. American Horror Society. On a Blu-ray. It certainly was a spicy show, wasn't it? Yeah. And I like Connie Britton a lot and everything she does. Dylan McDermott was good too. Yeah. Good show. Next up, the Steven Spielberg produced Falling Skies about aliens invading the planet. Noah Wiley from ER, I think. Yeah, Noah Wiley from ER. Next. Oh, this is sad. I thought the first season was really good, and that was the one that starred Andy Whitfield. Spartacus. I have the whole thing, but the first season was the best. Blood and Sand. It's actually a pretty good series if you want to watch this. This is the digibook version. I picked it up used, as I recall. But I liked it. There are a lot of bonus features on this one too, so it's nice. Got a clear slip cover on it. Kind of cool. Here's a show that started out really good, and it's still on. So I mean, I haven't watched it in a few seasons. I thought the premise was excellent, and I liked the first season in particular. And then I thought it went downhill after a period of time. Plenty of you are going to argue with me, I'm sure, and I'm talking about Supernatural. Love the premise. You've got this guy coming sort of out of retirement, I suppose, as a college student. I guess they used to hunt evil with their dad. Their dad disappears. Something like that. Anyway, pretty good stuff. Next, The Adventures of Briscoe County Jr. I really like this. Bruce Campbell's in it. Of course, he's his sarcastic, humorous self. It's so Western. Like the ensemble cast they have, and I like him in it. So it's good. Here's a show that could have been much better, I think. The first 2 seasons I thought were really good. And then I think it sort of did one of these around the 3rd season. I only own the first 2 for those reasons. And I own them on DVD. They're on Blu-ray now too, but I really haven't been compelled to get them on Blu-ray. That is Heroes, Season 1. I own Season 1 and Season 2. I thought the premise was really good on this one. And sorry that it didn't live up to my expectations and probably some others, but still a good 2 seasons, I think. If you just watch the first 2 seasons, it's pretty good. And really, the rest aren't terrible. Pretty cool cover on it. Next. Oh, the premise of Heroes. People start finding out they have different powers, sort of out of nowhere. And it's almost like an X-Men type thing, the way they're received into society. Not very well. There's some villainous ones as well. The next one is, we're somewhere around 60 out of my 80, I think, give or take. So you can see I've got what I think are some really good ones, and then you're going to see I've got, like I said, a theme where there's some that I don't know where they would place in the list. They're kind of in their own list for a couple different reasons, but we'll see that later on. Torchwood. This is the complete Series 1 and 2, plus Children of Earth and Miracle Day, so it's everything Torchwood that you could possibly get. This is on Blu-ray. Really like Torchwood. It starred the dude that's on Arrow, whose name escapes me. But why don't I know his name? He's on Arrow now. He's Ra's al Ghul now. Good show. Much different. Science fiction-y. These people have a way to go into, among other things, go into someone's body after they've died and kind of see what happened, and they can piece together detective things from there, but it's a lot more than that. It's a Doctor Who spin-off. I liked it better than Doctor Who. And the last one on this particular list, or this particular grouping, is what Stephen King has called the best horror series ever put on television. So, well, The Twilight Zone certainly wasn't horror. I suppose you could make a case for, well, not even The Outer Limits. That was more sci-fi. This is true horror. And I liked it a lot. Of course, I love the host. And I was really happy to pick this up. I think Aaron Pinn is what turned me on to the fact that this was even available. I don't remember ever watching these when I was younger. But certainly watching now, my daughter's bringing me up stuff. I don't even know what that is. I'll find out a little bit. It's intriguing, some stuff that they found downstairs as they're cleaning the closet. Anyway, Thriller, hosted by Boris Karloff, the complete series. 14 DVDs. A lot of cool episodes, some of which Boris Karloff's actually in. So it's, yeah, I'm glad to put it on I'm glad it's on my shelf. not a ton of extras, but there are. So, well, I take it back. There's 50 hours of special features, 27 new audio commentaries, extensive promotional rare episode promos, isolated music scores. Mainly, it's the commentaries, which are some of my favorite things when you come right down to it. Some of the guest stars on this include William Shatner, who made his appearance on Twilight Zone as well. Rip Torn, Robert Vaughn, Richard Kiel, who's Jaws from the Bond series. Tom Poston, Leslie Nielsen, Richard Chamberlain. Werner Klemperer, that's Colonel Klink. Marlo Thomas, of course, that girl. Natalie Schaefer, Mary Tyler Moore, Cloris Leachman, Russell Johnson, that's the professor from Gilligan's Island. Edward Platt, no idea. Richard Long was in a bunch of stuff. Nanny the Professor, as I recall. Elizabeth Montgomery of Bewitched fame, loved her. Alan Napier, he was the skipper on Gilligan's Island. Donna Douglas, she was Ellie Mae on the Beverly Hillbillies. Not on my list. I don't own the Beverly Hillbillies. I don't own Gilligan's Island. I don't own Hogan's Heroes. I don't own the Mary Tyler Moore Show. Don't own that girl. Anyway, Marion Ross of Happy Days fame. I don't own. She was Mrs. C. I don't own that either. Ursula Andress. Bombshell. Anyway, that's Thriller. And that does it for this portion of the list. I hope you're enjoying this. I have fond memories of most of these. Thriller, I never watched when it was on, so this is interesting to me to catch up on these. Torchwood, I watched. All the other ones, well, I didn't watch The Adventures of Briscoe County Jr. when it was on, so that was an interesting thing for me. Spartacus, I didn't watch when it was on, but it's not that old. Falling Skies, I didn't watch when it was on. And Ultraviolet, I never knew it was on. So a lot of these I got introduced to, and that's the beauty of, for me, the beauty of buying some of these sets is you can get the whole series. Even though you've never watched it, you can binge watch it now. Now, more and more Netflix and Hulu and things like that are doing things like, along those lines where you can watch the whole series. You're not going to see Daredevil or Jessica Jones on my list, though I love both of those shows. I don't own them, and because I'm just streaming them, I'm not going to include them. Perhaps one day I'll just do a favorite list of my favorite television shows of all time, whether I own it or not, regardless of the quality of the box set. But part of what I'm liking is the quality of the box set, the extras that are on it, and so on and so forth, as well as the quality of the show itself, and the packaging. That's all part of why they're my favorites of the ones I own. But it's not all inclusive like that. There are some shows that just stand out so much they're going to make my top 5 or 10, even though the box set isn't the greatest. Just the way it is. The show is just that good. All right, guys, I'm going to end it here, and hopefully you're enjoying this, and be back for the next part, which will be somewhere around number 60, I guess, give or take.